So if you want to get started in cake decorating, we've created this easy guide for you. We've started with a 4-inch cake, which is 10 centimetres, and for that you'll need 1 pack of 250 gram icing. This size will give you approximately 6 servings. The next one down is a 6-inch cake, which is 15 centimetres. You'll need 2 packs of 250 gram icing for this, and it'll give you roughly 16 servings. The pink one is an 8-inch cake, which is 20 centimetres. You'll need 4 packs of icing, and that will give you 30 servings. The green one is a 10-inch cake. It's 25 centimetres. You'll need 5 packs of icing, and it will give you 50 portions. And the last one, the big yellow one, is 12 inches of cake, which is 30.5 centimetres. You'll get 70 servings and 7 packs of icing for that. Take your icing out of the packaging and knead it, just as if you would some bread dough. So keep it turning, keep it moving. And the point of this exercise is to get it nice and warm, get it up to body temperature, and that way you lose all the cracks and creases in it. So I would knead it a pack at a time and then join each pack together until you have a big ball of paste. So it's lovely and smooth on the top because you've folded in all the edges to the bottom. So roll it over and we're ready to go. To stop it sticking to your worktop, just dust your workspace with a little icing sugar, put it in the middle, and then you're ready to roll. To discover how much icing you'll need, you just need to measure your cake. So you go from up one side, across the top, and down the other side. So I know my icing needs to roll out larger than my rolling pin. So here we go. I just roll, putting some muscle behind it, but I keep turning the paste so that it doesn't stick. If you start to feel it stick, you can dust again with a little more icing sugar. So we've rolled out to the perfect size, but as you can see, I've got a little ding here and I've got a little crease here. I'm not worried about those because those will come out when we put it on. So you're going to let your rolling pin do all the hard work. Pick up your paste, bring in your cake. You're going to line up the edge of your icing with the edge of your cake and drop it over. Now at this point you need to work fairly fast because you don't want your icing to dry out. So what I'm doing is I'm securing it to the top with the flat of my hand. I'm keeping my fingers out the way and circling around. If you can see any air bubbles, you can just lift it out, push the air bubble to the side, or you can pop it with a cocktail stick. So now that I know the top's on, I'm going to start working my way down the side. And I'm actually pushing the icing up with this hand. So I'm pushing it towards me so that it doesn't tear on the top edge. But what I'm doing is I'm teasing it out and just attaching it. So it looks a little like a tablecloth at this point. And we're just working around. I'm pressing down very gently so that I get a nice smooth edge. So if I tip it sideways, you'll be able to see that. We've got the top, we just need to work down the sides. So I'm lifting it out, getting rid of those creases, pushing it back together. Smoothing it down. It takes a little bit of time, this, to work your way all the way around. Please remember I've done this a few times, but I did practice on a dummy such as this just to get good at this. So practice makes perfect. And then I'm just going to up and down with my hand just to press in right to the corner between the cake and the board. So I'm just easing out those creases and folds and working my way around. I'm going to take my smoother. I'm going to smooth over the top, but I'm not worried about the top at the moment. So that big fingerprint, I'm not panicked yet. I'd rather get the side nice and neat. So I'm working my way around and I'm pushing down so you can see the marks on the board, but I'm pushing it so that it's attaching to the side of the cake without any air bubbles and nice and smooth as I can get it. Again, I'm not worried about the top, so if you see at the side, I'm smooth all the way down, and then I can just cut in with my knife to the bottom edge between the cake and the board. And you can cut this off in sections if you find that easier, because you definitely don't want a lot of weight down here because that will pull at this top edge. So make sure that you've only got a little bit overhanging, and you can just pull that out. As you can see, just making it nice and neat at the bottom, going all the way around, taking off the excess, and then I can really get to town. And just keep moving it round. And I'm doing a little circular movement. I always imagine I'm a little steam train here and I'm going around the tracks. Just smoothing it down in a circular movement, because you want to pull the sides down, and you also don't want it to go down at a slope, you want it to go straight down. So this is a very good workout. You won't need the gym for your arms after this. And then you can smooth all the way around. Sometimes I put a little bit of plastic or use a second smoother on top, but the sides are nice and straight, and then you can go to tidying up the top. So you're just again using that lovely circular movement you've used on the sides, but you're widening it out, making sure it doesn't bag out, you haven't got any air bubbles there. And this is a lovely little beveled edge to this one, so we're not doing sharp edges, just a nice clean cake covering. There we go. So you're just going to smooth, get it to the best finish you can. At this point you can spend ages and ages doing this, but at some point you've got to decide you're happy with it, and also think about the decoration you're adding on. If I'm going to put a little topper in the middle, I'm not going to mind if I've got a little indent there. So my top tip for today is to take a little bit of the excess paste, squish it together and roll it into a lovely smooth ball. And you're going to polish with this. So you're going to take it over the top. You've got to keep it moving. You're taking it over the top, and that's just, see that fingerprint just magically disappeared. So again, that circular movement, and this just buffs it up. It gives it a little bit of shine because it picks up any excess icing sugar you've got. And any little fingerprints or little creases that were still left in magically disappear and leave you with a beautifully coated cake.